It's me, Mario!
And we are off again. This time, no cartridge issues, no console issues.
Dear Mario.
And we can take a moment to talk about the versions. Now, both of them are playing on an original N64. The only difference is that Heisenburger is playing on the Japanese version and Shai is playing on the North American version. For this category, and this category only, Shai's version, the North American version, is actually faster by about 1 second. Like, not that much. It only really matters when you get down into the low 40s. For every other category, the Japanese version is actually slightly faster. It has to do with like text box lengths and things like the letter from Peach is not read out in the Japanese version. And Heisenburger going from lucky to skip and gets it. Shai gets it as well. So now we're going to see both of them going for bomb clip. The way bomb clip works, as I was explaining earlier, is that they are going to grab a bomb, they're going to throw it and re-grab it. By the time they grab it again, the bomb will have started to explode. However, because they grabbed it, the animation will be stopped. The thing is, when the bomb is exploding, it gets bigger, so that the hitbox gets bigger and starts pushing Mario back. That push, along with the push back Mario gets from throwing the bomb, is just enough to clip through the grate. And as you can see, both of them get it absolutely no problem. Heisenburger and Shai are both going to go into Womps. None of them are going to do Womps 9, both of them are doing Womps 8, so they will be neck and neck for our first, at least for the first 8 stars of the run. I have a question on chat asking which route do people like better, CCM 17 or 18. CCM 17 is actually safer. It allows you to be able to skip some coins down the slide. However, because it has to be replaced with a later star, and those later stars tend to be more complicated, some people just prefer to do CCM 18 and deal with having exactly 100 coins when they finish the slide. We saw HeisenburgerTV going for Owlless. It is the trick where you triple jump from one of the rotating platforms onto the cage and then wall kick against the cage in order to get the star without getting the owl. He also got Cannonless, in which instead of uncovering the cannon, shooting against the wall and revealing that star, you just clip into the wall to get the star. I will point out when Shai goes for both of those stars so that you guys can see better how those are gotten. Alright, and here we see Shai going for Owlless, triple jump, wall kick, and he manages to make it. Both of our runners have managed to make it on their first try, which is very impressive. Owlless is a very tight trick. It is actually a 2-frame trick. If you wall kick on the first or on the 4th frame, it will not work. The wall kick will not get you where you want to be. And it also involves some movement with the stick. You can also see Shai here going for Cannonless. He is using the usual setup that involves ledge grabbing, then backflipping, punching, ledge grabbing again, and then running back. There are also a couple other setups. The one we used to do before we found that one was literally just running up the wall and praying, which obviously led to a ton of resets. And then the other setup I've seen used widely is the texture setup in which you actually know on which spot you have to have Mario stand, and then you do the second part of that setup that Shai and Heisenburger did. And our runners have converged once again. They were doing the stars in slightly different order, but they are now on the same star. For newcomers who may be wondering whether it actually matters the order that you do the stars in within a single course, for most of the stars it doesn't matter. However, there are some stars that unlock certain things or that have the course change depending on what star you enter it in. So for those courses and those courses only, the order does matter. If there are any like important routing differences in terms of that, I will point them out. And here we have Heisenburger getting his last Womp star, closely followed by Shy. They are both going to go into the Princess Secret slide. Doc McAuliffe, their PBs are 51-55 for Heisenburger and 50-56 for Shy, so barely a minute difference. This should be a very, very close race. And Heisenburger goes for his first slide skip, manages to get it. There is not much to this trick, just getting that set up correctly where you start sliding backwards. However, it saves, as you can see, a massive amount of time, about 10 seconds total. And when you do it twice, it obviously, and since you have to do this slide twice, it obviously saves 20 seconds in total on the run, about 20 seconds. And both of them get their second slide star, no problem. After this, they are both going to go into the wing cap stage, and then they will be going to Bowser in the Dark World. Our first Bowser stage, and definitely not one to mess around in. Ooh, Heisenburger does not manage to get the first two red coin stars. That's the first two red coins, I apologize. That is going to cost him some time and probably the lead. But when the lead is so close, it really does not matter all that much at this point. And he still manages to get it. And Heisen fails to get the Yump, as does Shy, unfortunately. The Yump, or tech skip, is achieved by jumping off of the button and hitting the star before the text box, before you touch the ground, so that the text box that explains how the wing cap works never shows up. It saves about 4 seconds, but neither of them got it, so they're still neck and neck. Heisen going for the flamethrower red coin first. And now it is interesting to note that both this Bowser stage and Bowser in the Fire Sea are on really tight timings. There is a cycle in this. There is a cycle in this stage, which is that those moving platforms under red coin number 6, and if you manage to do your movement night perfectly, you can get on that on the earliest cycle. We have there a beautiful sync from our runners. Both of them managed to get a really fast cycle, so that is really good. Bowser in the Fire Sea is a lot more punishing if you miss the fastest cycle. Yes guys, I'm calling it Yump. I'm trying to make this a thing. I know it's not initially called Jump in SM64, but let's get all Super Mario runs closer together. Why not? And both of them managed to get their Bowser throws really, really well. It's rather complicated to do those throws. A lot of top-level runners have trouble with them. So it's really good that they managed to get them basically on 1.5 throws. Both Shai and Heisenburger are going to take a route that you probably didn't know about when you were playing casually. Sliding on there and triple jumping onto that little construction thing. I have no idea what I would call that. And managing to get their island star, no problem. Both Shai and HeisenburgerTV immediately going into CCM, and this is where we're going to see a route divergence. Shai is going to do CCM 17, so he is going to be bundling the 100 coin star with the first slide star. And he is going to skip the penguin race. Heisenburger, on the other hand, is going to do the first slide star right now, and then is going to bundle the 100 coin star with the penguin race. So that when each of them finishes Cool Mountain, Shai will have 17 stars and Heisenburger will have 18. Later down the run, Shai will do Hazy Maze Cave Toxic Maze, and that is the star with which he will make up for that 1 star difference. Shai doing some beautiful movement to get the wall kicks will work star. And Heisenburger showcasing my favorite trick in the run. You just slide off the edge, and the geometry of the level takes you exactly where you want to go. I don't run this game, and even I can pull off this trick, so that's why it's my favorite, because it's easy enough that even I can do it. Shai having a little scare there, almost fell off of the course, but manages to go down nonetheless, and he is going to go into the slide with 22 coins. That means that he is going to be able to miss at most 1 coin when doing this slide. Heisenburger opting to go into the slide with some more coins. Let's see exactly what coin count he chooses. And 26 coins. That means he can miss 5 coins total in order to still be able to get that star. Shai gets 3 coins total. Shai gets all of the coins he needed and finishes it off with this red coin over here. And this thing that you are going to see Heisenburger do right now is the reason why we explained that CCM 17 is the safer strat. If you do not get exactly 100 coins right there at the end of the slide, if you miss too many, the star from the penguin spawns inside here, so you can't go out, get some more stars, and come back in to get the penguin star. Get some more coins, I mean, and go back in to get the penguin star. However, if you get too many, you will have to do a long jump, either another long jump or do backwards kicks in order to actually reach the star. Buffs can't hide. Shai is replacing the CCM 17 star with Toxic Maze. And Heisenburger not quite managing to get his movement right for wall kicks will work. He's going to try again. And there he goes. Shai doing a really, really quick big boost haunt. About to do one of those stars that still baffle me as to how the developers expected us to actually get to the star when playing casually. In terms of which one is faster, which routing is faster, they are both really, really close. Shai's is a little faster and a little safer, but it also means that he has to be able to do Hazy Maze Cave, Toxic Maze in a decent amount of time. And Hazy Maze Cave is known for not being excessively kind to runners, so really, you route around your strengths. If you decide that you prefer to do THI Reds, for example, instead of Toxic Maze, that's also good. Really, at that point, when it comes to that kind of routing, it depends on what stars you can do faster. And Shai manages to catch Mips. For those who don't know, Mips is the name of the bunny and is named after the microprocessor that is in the N64. It was a rather large advancement technologically at the time, so the Super Mario 64 developers decided to name the bunny after him. And Shai going for a trick called Pillarless. This is a very complicated trick in which he uses a bomb, the bomb explosion animation that I explained at the beginning in order to flip through the top of the pyramid and get into the hole at the top of the pyramid without having to stand on the 4 pillars, and manages to get his star. This is a very complicated trick. You can get soloed up by those quicksands really, really easily, so absolutely amazing on him for getting it. D whatever, yes, this is the first bracket race. Shai immediately going for the talent star. And let's see if Heisenburger also goes for Pillarless. Pillarless. I can't pronounce things, I swear. And he's also attempting it. Nice. Oof. He does not manage to get all the way up. Instead, he's going to do the top of the pyramid star in order to make up for that miss. And he is going to be trying again. In the meantime, Shai going right into Lethal Lava Land. Not quite getting his jump right there. Is going to have to try to... There we go. Heisenburger going for the Talent Star as a backup. And while we watch the runners do these relatively less punishing stars, I would like you guys to, if you guys are liking this, if you guys are liking the spectacle that the runners are giving you, if you guys enjoy watching Super Mario 64 speedrunning, go ahead and follow the runners. Their Twitch links are on the chat. And I am absolutely sure that if you go follow them, they will massively appreciate it, and you will get some extra entertainment in your life. I mean, in their own streams, they will be able to talk to you. They will be able to interact with chat and everything. So if you just wanna see a little more of Super Mario 64, follow the runners. That's where you get some of that. Shai having a little trouble with the bully, but manages to get him nonetheless. And Shai is going to get into the volcano. He is going to showcase the first lava boost that we do inside the volcano. doing the triple jump off of the rock at the bottom of the cascade. And manages to get the first volcano star, absolutely no trouble. And while Heisenburger gets all the stars that Shai has already gotten, Shai is already showcasing the second lava boost that we do inside this volcano in order to skip the first elevator. Almost misses a star, but manages to not fall off the platform. Both of them getting some very, very nice sync again.
Here we go!
And Shai is already going to go on to HMC. And after HMC is where we're finally going to get them synced up again, because Shai is going to do Toxic Maze here in order to get the star he did not get since he did CCM17. So after this, we will be able to see a little more accurately exactly how far apart they are. Heisenburger, no problem with that jump. And for those who don't know, Hazy Maze Cave actually has a very interesting property. It has no ceilings. The programmers just decided that the walls were high enough and that they weren't going to program the ceilings in, which results in some really interesting behaviors, such as being able, if you just want to get over to the other room, but you don't want to navigate to it, you can just like jump high enough to jump over the wall, and that would be fine, and that gets you over the wall into the next room, since there is no ceiling at all. Heisenburger not managing to get, missing his movement right there, not managing to get the star. He is going to go back in. However, since he was already inside the volcano, he is going to spawn inside the volcano already. That's going to cost him a fair amount of time. Shai doing a box jump, which is a triple jump on top of that yellow box over there in order to get that star. Dan Sydney, you are absolutely right. Supposedly underground stage, no ground to cover itself with. Some people have started calling it Hazy Maze Canyon instead. And Heisenburger joins Shai just 1.5 stars behind. This is absolutely no grounds for calling the winner already. This is still going to be a very tight race. Heisenburger doing another box jump in order to get that same star that Shai got a moment ago. And Shai is going to attempt the Christmas miracle. He triple jumps and wall kicks and does not manage to get it. Luckily, it is much easier to just double jump and then wall kick on that grate, and he gets through it no problem first time.
Here we go! Go!
Both Heisenberger and Shai going for the very, very meme star of Watch for Rolling Rocks. and Shy talking to Toad at 25:08. As soon as Heisenberger talks to Toad, we'll know exactly how far apart they are.
Here we go!
Ace of Arrows, the half an A-press meme, comes from a video that Paninkoic 2012, if I'm not mistaken, is his YouTube, made called Watch for Rolling Rocks in 0.5 A-presses commentated, in which he explains a lot of very interesting Super Mario 64 tech in order to explain how he manages to get that star in quote-unquote only half an A-press. HeisenburgerTV talking to Toad at 25:55, so that's about a minute difference. And both Shy and Heisenberg are going into Dire Docks. Now, there is something interesting about this stage in that there are two elements in the stage that cause a massive amount of lag because they take a long amount. They take a large amount of processing power to render. One of them is the whirlpool, right in the middle of this area, and the other is Bowser's submarine. So you can see that they are going to be swimming with the camera as tight as possible on Mario, so that the whirlpool and the submarine are in the screen for as little of a time as possible, so that there is as little lag as possible.
Here we go!
And Shy gets his Bowser sub-star, unlocking BitFS, and he is going to go into DDD for one last star. That is the Manta Ray star. The Manta Ray star is very, very trolly sometimes. Those rings do not guarantee that if you go through them, they will give you it. As has just been showcased. The hitbox just decided it didn't like Shy, even though Shy went right through the middle. So he's going to have to do all 5 of the rings again. And that happened again. These Manta Ray rings are extremely trolly. You do not want to have problems with that in the middle of a race like this. He's going to have to pick it up a little. And this time he does manage to get it. So yeah, guys, next time you see someone doing the Manta Ray rings, remember that it's not as easy as it looks. And HeisenburgerTV, however, does manage to go through the 5 rings immediately, so he is getting the star right away. They are only a few seconds apart. In fact, they are only 10 seconds apart. I told you guys this was going to be a tight race. And both Shy and HeisenburgerTV going into Bowser in the Fire Sea. Now, this stage, the same as Bowser in the Dark World, is also on a very tight timer. If they manage to do their movement as fast as possible, there is an elevator, a yellow and blue elevator, off in the distance where Shy is looking. And it looks like Shy is managing to make the first cycle. That is going to save him a fair amount of time. And yes, Shy manages to make the fastest cycle. Absolutely amazing. That's going to save him a good chunk of time. Heisenberger is having a little trouble on that first half of the stage. And he's catching it at the peak. I don't think he's going to be able to make it. Nope, he does not manage to make the cycle. He's going to have to wait for the elevator to go down and up again. And this is why this is the most punishing cycle out of the Bowser stages. It takes so long for the elevator to go back up again. He does manage to get it though, and Shy going into the fight with Bowser. For those who don't know, this Bowser fight is actually the most complicated out of all of them. Half of it is only half of it is because of the tilted stage. The other half is because this Bowser is the one that spins the fastest. So lining him up with the mines is a lot more complicated. Alright, Shy managing to get through his Bowser fight no problem, as well as Heisenburger. And Shy is entering Wet Dry World already in upstairs. Wet Dry World is one of the few stages that has what some people have called a dynamic painting entrance, by which we mean the way that you enter the painting changes the course around you. Shy does not manage to get his movement right there. That's unfortunate. But the way that Wet Dry World works is that if you enter the painting at its lowest point, the water will be right next to the ground. If you enter at midpoint, the water would be at the middle level. And if you enter it as high as you can, the water will be completely filling the stage so that you can get up into the underground city as fast as possible. We are going to see them mostly entering at the very bottom, except for one star in which they are going to be entering it at mid-level. Other examples of dynamic stage entrance are in Tick-Tock Clock, where the time of at the hands of the clock determines whether the clock is moving or not, and Tiny Huge Island, in which painting you enter determines if you end up on the small island or on the huge island.
Here we go! Go!
And we see Shy going right for the 100 coin star that Heisenberger already got. These 100 coin star is one of 3 or 4 that we do in the entire run, mostly because 100 coin stars take a lot more time because you have to get 100 coins. So we only do 3 or 4 in this run. These 2 runners are going to be doing 4 in total. That's Swamp's Fortress, CCM, Wet Dry World, and TTC. Some people decide to route out TTC because TTC 100 really only makes sense if you manage to do it in about a minute 10, a minute 5. And while the runners keep getting through Wet Dry World, let me remind you that Speed Gaming does not only have the Speed Gaming channel, we actually have 4 channels. Speed Gaming 2, Speed Gaming 3, and Speed Gaming 4. We restream a ton of races and a ton of tournaments between A Link to the Past randomizer races, Mega Man. We've had 2 Mega Man tournaments going on in December. We've had a ton of things going on in December, and we're still restreaming a lot of games. So if you're interested in seeing speedruns, and specifically speedrun races, this is the network for you, Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2, 3, and 4. Go ahead, give us a follow. I am absolutely sure you will enjoy. Shy and Heisenberger going for a star with a strat that I am sure you did not know about when playing casually. That teleporter is hard to find. Speed Gaming does not do walkthroughs, it is mostly concentrated in speedrunning. So Heisenberger going for his last Wet Dry World star as Shy goes into the tiny island. Just barely missing that secret there. There we go.
Here we go! Go.
And by the way, guys, if you heard a game that you're interested in, but you can't find it in the schedule, but you still want to see the races, Speed Gaming has a YouTube channel. If you look for Speed Gaming on YouTube, you will be able to see all of the races that have happened on the channel. They are uploaded usually between 2 and 3 days after the race happens. So if you want to see anything that happened in December, we had an amazing month in December. We showcased a bit of everything. So you will be able to see a lot of different games. So Speed Gaming on YouTube, go ahead, subscribe if you'd like, but then you would get definitely more speed running than you can handle, which is not always a bad thing. Both Heisenburger and Shai going very fast through Tiny Huge Island. This entire stage is, in my opinion, one of the nicest stages to watch. It has some really nice moves.
Here we go!
Speed Gaming is absolutely run free of charge. It is not a business, it is not a non-profit, it's just a thing that Fiesel started up, and it's just going. So we have an amazing community. We also have a Discord chat if you're interested, a Discord server. The link is on the chat right now. If you want to join, go ahead. You don't have to be a runner or a commentator or an anything. You can just come in, see what people are talking about, and enjoy. Shai starting Telltale Mountain. Sorry, had a brain fart there. And showcasing a couple tricks that are very interesting to watch. Here, Heisenburger is going to do that first one. He is going to run into the wall and clip right through the wall. There is some water rendered behind the wall, and if they swim in the correct way, they get upwarped to the water up here beyond the cascade. Heisenburger trying to go for the log wall kick, but does not manage to get it. It's always a very tight trick, opting to go for the lonely mushroom as a backup. Thankfully, he did not fall off the stage. That would have cost him a lot more time.
Here we go!
Heisenburger not quite managing to get his movement for the wall kick again. However, does not lose that much time at all. And Shai starting to go for the red coin star. Now, this stage is a little contentious in that, first off, this area where Shai is causes a lot of lag. And also, due to the complicated geometry of the level, there are some invisible walls scattered around the stage. Invisible walls are exactly what it sounds like. Walls that were misprogrammed and that you really can't see. So in the middle of a jump, Mario will just like bonk against thin air. And sometimes that results into like falling off, even falling off the stage and dying, which is not particularly great. TTM here and TTC are most infamous for having the big amount of invisible walls. In TTC, there is one right next to the spawn point, so it's right above a chasm. So if you hit it, you're just dead. You're dead. You have to restart. Visible walls are not speedrunners' friends. I don't think I've seen anyone actually use them very effectively. You mostly avoid them. Shai getting the mysterious mountainside star by jumping off from the ledge. And Shai manages to already go off into Snowman's Land at about 40:30. We'll be able to see exactly how far apart they are once Heisenburger gets the mysterious mountainside star and goes into Snowman's Land. Hakase SSBM makes a very good point. Some invisible walls are used in other categories for BLJs. However, since BLJs are not allowed in 70 star, they are not used in these runs. And Heisenburger going in at 41. They are 30 seconds apart. We are at 53, 54 stars, and they are they are at 30 seconds apart. This is still going to be a very, very tight race. Absolutely anything can happen. Alright, so since they are still very tight, I guess we can do this game. Alright, everyone in the chat, I want you to post on the chat how far apart you think these runners are going to finish. Not who is going to win, not who is going to win by how much, or the times that they're going to get, but how far apart. Are they going to be very close, like 5 seconds apart? Are they going to be 30 seconds apart, or maybe 2 minutes because someone messes up? I want you guys to put your guesses in, and we will check with the official SRL time at the end of the race.
Here we go! Let's go!
Heisenburger going for the Ice Belly star. Absolutely very, very nice to see it. And also very, very nice to hear. I hear that some people really like the noise that the Ice Bully makes when he's being pushed off the edge. So if you're into that, congratulations. You just got it. I see a lot of guesses, very, very close. Most of them not going over 5 minutes. That is very fair. They are still very, very close. So you guys remember your guess, because I'm not going to be able to remember them all.
Here we go!
And they have gotten even closer since the last time we checked. So Shai is opening the star door at 43:40 and is going right into Rainbow Ride, more or even less affectionately called Reset Ride, because it's a punishing stage. It's a very punishing stage. Heisenburger opening the star door 15 seconds later. They are getting even closer. Shai going for a trick called Lucky to Bounce, does not manage to follow through with it. The way that you do Lucky to Bounce is that you triple jump and then wall kick on that ramp, and in the meantime lure the Lucky 2 over so that you can bounce on it the way Heisenburger is doing right now, and then you have to jump kick, and grab onto that pole. Neither of them managed to get their movement up to the pole correctly, so they are both deciding to go for the red coin star as a backup. Sock Monkey 1994, yes, this is the first bracket match. Shai going for Lakitu Bounce again, and this time he manages to get it. Absolutely magnificent. Heisenburger, unfortunately, does not manage to pull off the same thing.
Here we go!
Decides to go for the tricky triangle star instead. And both of them are going to decide to do TTC 100. So they will be doing all of the TTC stars one after the other. TTC is a complicated stage with a lot of surprises, so we'll see how that goes for them. Shai doing tricky triangles. Heisenburger attempting Lucky to bounce again. He manages to do the bounce and manages to grab onto the pole. He had a little bit of a scare there. If you grab onto the pole at the very, very bottom, Mario will get stuck in a loop of trying to hold onto the pole, falling off, holding on, and falling off. The way you get out of it is by mashing B as fast as you can. However, it only happened for a couple frames. He was safe and manages to get the star. Shai getting the last rainbow right star, exiting the stage at 4620. Let's see how far apart Heisenburger is. Heisenburger exits the stage at 4632. So they are 12 seconds apart. Guys, this can be decided by Bowser throws. This can be decided by a fall in TTC. This can be decided by not perfect movement in Bowser in the sky. Literally anything can happen. This is literally the tightest race I've seen on this entire tournament so far. Now, as we mentioned, TTC is one of the stages with the more complicated geometry, which leads to a couple invisible walls being left over. However, I have some runners telling me that TTC is actually their favorite stage to do, because when you do manage to get good at it, when you manage to get all of the jumps and all of the tricks and all of the wall kicks, it's very, very nice to do. Shai not quite managing to get, like, missing one coin. Oof. Does not manage to get that back up. He is going to have to go back down and get one extra coin. That is going to lose him some time that he definitely does not have at this point. Heisenburger takes the lead. There we go. And Shai manages to get enough coins, but now he needs to go back up to the throne. This is exactly what I was talking about, guys. TTC is very punishing. Bowser in a Dark World is rather okay in that respect, but then anything can happen in Bowser throws. It does not matter who has the lead right now when they are this close to each other. We will have to see. This race isn't over until the Fat Bowser sings. Heisenburger pulling off some very, very nice movement on the moving red platforms in order to get up to get a hand star. Absolutely, I really, really like seeing runners do that movement. This is the reason why runners like TTC, because when you manage to get the movement right, it just feels amazing to play. Shai having a little trouble on that triple jump wall kick. Heisenburger showing off that movement again. Oh no, Heisenburger getting the movement he wanted. Yeah, but Miko, yes, there is a chance for everything. Look how close they are. They are literally one star apart. They are not. This race is absolutely not over at all.
Here we go!
Heisenburger and Shai getting their 67th and 68th. Start. And as we are approaching the last stars of this run, this is going to be absolutely amazing to watch. Anything can happen. Absolutely anything can happen. Shai getting his 68th star.
Here we go!
And Heisenburger doing the moving bar star. He is literally 1 star away from going in Bowser in the sky.
Go! Here we go!
Heisenburger opts to do the stop time reds strategy. I have seen some people do moving time red strategy, which is absolutely amazing. Shai is also going to go for stop time. And Heisenburger gets his last star of the run. He is off to Bowser in the sky. This is a very, very tight race. Shai is going to follow him in very shortly. We will see how they do on Bowser throws, because absolutely anything can happen on Bowser throws. Cheese05 has lost world records to Bowser throws. And when you are in a tournament race like this, there's a tilt factor going on. And neither of them have been affected by it so far. Both of them have been playing really, really well. But anything could happen. The nerves, not seeing a dot done on the IRC yet and not knowing exactly how far the other person is, trying to check the stream or deciding not to check the stream and not knowing where the other person is. They are extremely close to each other. Heisenburger not quite getting his movement there. That's going to cost him a few seconds. That's going to allow Shai to catch up a bit. Not to the point where he takes the lead back. Oh, Shai bonks against the platform, and that's also going to cost him a few seconds. And Heisenburger falls, and that's going to put them a lot closer together. This time he does manage to get his movement. Shai right on his heels. As I mentioned, tilt factor, very, very much a thing that affects the ending of these kinds of runs. They're absolutely neck and neck going into the final Bowser fight. This is the closest race I have seen in this entire tournament so far. It's going to come down to throws. Let's watch Heisenburger do the first throw, and he misses it. Oh my god. And Shai manages to get his first throw. Heisenburger's second throw. Oh, Heisenburger misses his second attempt at the first throw. And Shai manages to get the second throw. That's going to put Shai at a very, very advantageous position. Heisenburger trying again. Shai manages to get his third throw. Heisenburger unfortunately misses the first throw again. That is going to give Shai the win. And let's see how he finishes. And Shai _ finishes with an official SRL time of 53 minutes and 46 seconds. GG. Get your GGs in the chat. That was an absolutely amazing race. Let's watch Heisenburger get through the end of his Bowser throws and see if Shai wants to come in for an interview. And Heisenburger finishing as well in second place. Let's see what official SRL time he has. And Heisenburger finishes in second place with an official SRL time of 54 minutes and 27 seconds. Literally 41 seconds apart. I don't know if anyone guessed 41 seconds. I cannot remember. But this was an amazingly tight race. I'm glad you guys were here to watch it with me because this was great. This was the tightest race I've seen so far. Let's see if we can get Shai or Heisenburger on the stream in order to have their very, very deserved interviews. All right, well, Shai is not going to come in for an interview. However, you guys can ask him anything in the chat. He is going to be on the chat. If you guys have any questions, go ahead. That's what he's there for. Let's see if we can get Heisenburger in here. And here we have Heisenburger in the chat, in the voice chat for an interview. GG Heisenburger, absolutely amazing race. How are you feeling?
Oh god. Sorry, we're getting an echo.
It was an extremely tight race, I have to say.
Yeah, I was watching the whole time. It made me pretty nervous. I'm sure you could tell during those Bowser throws that I was pretty nervous.
That was so unfortunate. It was... I was like, oh my god, it's going to come down to Bowser throws. Oh no. However, I have to say, it was an amazing race from both of you guys. I mean, both of you ended within, what, 3 minutes of your respective PVs?
Yeah, I was plus 230.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, for a tournament setting, that's actually very, very good. And this was literally the tightest race I've seen so far.
Yeah, I kind of had a feeling going into this one it would be a really tight one. Shai's PB is about a minute faster than mine. I believe he got it a while ago, though, so I'm a little more fresh. So I had a feeling it would be really close.
Yeah, that definitely worked out. You guys went into Bowser at just about the same time.
Yeah, and also I noticed I was pretty far behind, especially after that death, I believe, in Lethal Lava Land. But with Mario 64, you know there are several places where you can choke for a lot of time and just throw it away. So
Yeah,
I knew
absolutely.
I still had a chance, and my patience paid off, and I noticed I gained the lead for a little bit there, but yeah, the Bowser in the Sky didn't go too well.
Yeah. What would you say was your highest point of the race?
Highest point, let's see my splits. Actually, at the very beginning, I had a good Whomp's Fortress and a decent Dark World. Other than that, it kind of went downhill pretty badly, but I definitely had some really consistent gameplay for several splits.
Yes.
So I minimized the time loss pretty well.
Yeah, that was very nice. I mean, obviously you did. Well, I mean, it was a very, very tight race. Obviously, both of you are really high level runners, so we're kind of half expecting that. Is there anything you want to tell Shai while he's still here?
Good luck moving on. I hope he does well. This was my first time playing against him and seeing him play, and I'm pretty impressed. He did well. So yeah, good luck.
So this was your first race against Shai. If I am not mistaken, this is a best of 3, so you guys will be racing again, right?
Oh, is it a best of 3? Okay. I actually wasn't sure.
According to the challenge page, the semifinals, finals, and bronze matches. Oh no, sorry, the semifinals, finals, and bronze matches. That was absolutely my bad. These first.
Oh, okay, no problem.
Are in fact, first time you're out. So
yeah,
that's.
I think in the announcement they mentioned if you lose this one, you're out. So that's what I was going off of.
So that was my bad there. Semifinals,
Oh, yeah, no
finals, and
problem.
bronze match will be there. All right. Well, I really, really hope you have in this tournament. How was it for you?
Oh, it was really fun. I mean, racing is really cool because you have a completely different mindset than you do when you're grinding out PBs. Like in a race, no matter what, you have to finish it. So like you're always trying to minimize time loss, minimize risks, up your consistency. It's just kind of cool to play it with a different mindset. So I really liked it.
Do you feel like it's do you feel like the early game has more of a weight in a race setting since you can't reset?
Yes and no, because like for instance, I could get stuck on bomb clip or owlist or something like that early in the run, but you could also say the same thing about the end of the run. Like at TTC, you could very easily fall down. Sometimes it's not even your fault. Sometimes you hit an invis wall. So I mean, there's always potential for comeback if you just keep that in mind.
Yep. All right. Well, amazing race. Thank you so much for this kind of thing. Is there any last words you want to add before leaving the tournament?
Nope. Other than thanks for hosting it, that's all I got.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for this race. It was amazing, and good luck.
All right. See ya.
All right, and as this race is coming to a close, let me remind you to follow the runners. These runners are doing some amazing work in order to bring you this kind of entertainment. You have their links on the Twitch chat. It's HeisenburgerTV and Shy_. So go ahead, give them a follow. They will absolutely appreciate it. For those who don't know, or for those who didn't hear me say it last time, we have a YouTube channel. Speed Gaming has a YouTube channel. You just look for Speed Gaming and you should be able to find it. We upload the races about 2 to 3 days after they happen. So if you missed anything, it's all there. Now, up next on Speed Gaming, here on Speed Gaming 1 in about an hour, so at 8 p.m. EST, we have another Super Mario 64 70-star race between Butterlord 120 versus Kopitz. And at Speed Gaming 2, also at 8 p.m., we have a Link to the Past randomizer daily races. This one is going to be open mode. So if you're still not done with watching speedrun races, don't worry, in an hour you'll get even more of your fix. Thanks so much to HeisenburgerTV and to Shy for giving us this amazing, super, super tight race. Thanks to our restreamer Mythical9, who has been working in order to make sure that everything goes smoothly. And thanks to you guys, to the audience, for coming in here, for memeing on chat, for giving us even some extra entertainment aside from the race. It was very, very fun. So with all of that being said, my name has been Ashe Arya, and until next time, good luck, have fun.